What's up, guys? Welcome back to the channel. It is Monday, October 7th, and it is a tournament day. Actually, the last competitive event I will be playing in this season. This wraps up the 2024 calendar as far as professional tournaments in Eastern Canada. So today we have the Quebec PGA Ernie Findlay Championship. This is being played at the Islesmere Golf Club in Laval, just north of Montreal. It is the Quebec PGA's Apprentice Professional Championship. That is the category that I fall into at this point. But there is also a two-man best ball championship at the same time. So apprentice professionals can team up with a Class A professional for a secondary purse. So I went and played the Islesmere Golf Course the other day. It is the course I had not played since 2015, I'm gonna say. Last time I played it was the Quebec Provincial Amateur Championship. This is the last year that I was an amateur before turning pro. And going back to that event, I'd actually played quite well in the first round. I think I was 3 under in the first round, and then unfortunately was forced to withdraw from the tournament for a family emergency. Anyway, seeing as it had been 9 years since I'd played the course, I did not remember it very well, so it was obviously quite beneficial to go and play a practice round the other day. But it was one of those weird ones where, like, you know, I show up on the property and I'm like, man, I don't remember this course at all. But then you get onto a tee box and you're like, oh, okay, yeah, this is coming back to me now. Good golf course. Conditions the other day were very good. We did get a ton of rain last night, so it's going to be wet. And it's going to be quite windy today, and it's not super warm. So I think the conditions are really going to be what makes today tough. We are going to have Matt on the camera today. All that being said, I'm just going to wrap up getting ready at home here, hit the road. See you guys at the golf club. Hey guys, just before we get into the meat of this video, a reminder that I am doing the Race to 5,000 Subscribers giveaway. I will be drawing this President's Cup 2024 flag. All you need to do to enter the giveaway: subscribe to the channel, like the video, leave the comment "done" down below in the comment section. You are automatically entered to win. As soon as we hit 5,000 subs, I will do the draw and I will ship the flag to you anywhere in the world. Enjoy the show.
Alright, so we have made it to the Islesmere Golf Club. Now, today is a shotgun start. Now, I don't mind shotgun starts. The one thing I don't really like about them, though, is that it means you have everybody trying to warm up at the same time, and most clubs can't facilitate that in terms of their practice facilities. So, the only spot I could find on the range when it was time for me to warm up, I had the ball a good, say, 4 or 5 inches above my feet. So I basically hit nothing but hooks, and then finally another spot opened up. I was able to switch over. Bit of a flatter lie. Swing's feeling pretty decent on the range today. My group is starting on the 18th hole. So we're going to start with a par 4, and then we'll have back-to-back par 5s after that.
Ça va bien. Parce que là, de la façon
And here we go. So the 18th hole, as mentioned, par 4, 388 yards. Doglegs a little to the left and then goes uphill to the green. Now, I'm hitting hybrid because in the practice round I had hit driver to right around the 100-yard mark and then hit a wedge in that spun off the front of the green and came down the slope about 40 yards. So I am laying back to control the spin. Really nice swing there. Left myself in the right side of the fairway, 141 yards in, wind into the face. This is a knockdown 8-iron. That's a swing I wish I could get back. That's just a big push. It's going to end up hitting a tree right of the green and bouncing backwards into the bunker. You can see this is a fairly challenging bunker shot. Completely blind, can only see the top of the flagstick. This is my sand wedge, 55 degree. Just trying to get it up on the green, give myself a look at par. And that was quite well executed. Very happy with that shot. I've given myself a good chance at making par on this opening hole. Hit a good putt here. Just really expected that that was going to curl a little more to the left. I'll tap in for my bogey. Unfortunate start considering I was in the middle of the fairway. So turning over onto the first hole, this is a 552-yard par 5 into the wind. Well, into and a little off the left. And I was trying to take this a little bit down the right because there is some more room out there. That's definitely further right than I would have liked it, but it is the side to miss it. My ball ended up being on the cart path, so I am going to take my 1 club length relief. After the drop, I had 258 yards in. Hitting hybrid, it was a big ask of the hybrid, but it was the right club to hit. Unfortunately, just came out a little funny and curved off to the right.
Stop.
It's fine. There's room out there. I got past the trees, so I am going to have an angle. 52 yards here from the rough to the right of the cart path. Bit of a blind shot again, going up over a bunker. Really nice contact there. Just wanted to throw it over the bunker, landed a little short, let it release. I knew I wasn't going to be able to spin it out of the rough. Very nicely played. Left myself about 4 feet below the hole.
Yep.
Convert the birdie, and we are back to even par. The second of these back-to-back par 5s is a 500-yard par 5 straight away. Better drive here is slightly left of where I wanted it because I felt like I was flirting with that bunker a little bit, but it's fine. Past the bunker, got that into the left side of the fairway. I have 201 yards in here, again into the breeze and a little off the left. This is a 5-iron. Really nice strike on a great line. Matt zoomed in on the ball. You did not get to see my club twirl. Finished just a little short, just in the fringe, but a quality shot from 200 yards out. Now this eagle attempt from the fringe, and that thing just bobbled a ton coming out of the fringe, lost all of its pace, and died quickly to the left. Would have really liked to have given that a chance to go in. I've got another putt for birdie from below the hole. Convert that one, and we are quickly 1 under par for the day after starting with a bogey. The par 3 third hole was playing 185 yards to a back right flag. This is a 7-iron that for some reason Matt thought I'd like pull hooked it based on where he's zooming. Ball ended up pin high, basically middle of the green. It really wasn't that bad of a shot, Matt. Outside look at birdie here, going downhill, quite a bit of break to left right. In fact, more break than I'd even seen. Not a bad putt, pretty good for pace. I'm able to walk up, tap in for my par. The fourth hole is a 417-yard par 4 that doglegs to the right. There was water down the right side. You could try and hit a cut driver over the corner, but that brings the water into play. I was just trying to hit a little cut 4-iron. Really well hit. I hit my start line. Unfortunately, it just did not cut on me. So it is going to be in the left rough. 198 yards in here. This is a 7-iron. This was a little bit downwind. didn't quite catch this one clean. As soon as I hit it, I knew it had to go. It finishes just a little short of the front edge. So this pitch shot here, uphill, not too complicated of a shot, but I felt a little nervous on this one, and I just completely bailed out on it. I was seriously yippy. Not my best effort. So I've got a lot of work to do here for par, still not on the green. Again, putting up the hill, asking for it to go, because I left that a good 8 feet short. So now I've got a lot of work just to save bogey.
Yep.
Roll in the bogey putt, thankfully. But that brings us back to even par. The 5th hole is a par 3 today, playing 135 yards to a front right flag. This was a flighted down 9-iron back into the wind. Really happy with the strike, looked great in the air. And it's like the wind never touched it. I can't really explain that. I expected to have a good look at birdie, and instead I am off the back right of the green, and I am chipping straight downhill. Not the friendliest chip shot to have after what I did on the last hole, but actually hit this one well, and played it exactly the way that I wanted to, but expected this to release down the hill.
What the?
I mean, it's hard to see on camera, but that's a pretty massive slope that I'm chipping down, so yeah, exactly. This downhill par putt, breaking a little bit from right to left. Again, expected that to be a lot quicker. Did overread it a little bit, but definitely expected that to be quicker going down the hill. That's another bogey. We are back to 1 over on the day. The 6th hole is a short par 4 at 340 yards. Now, I am hitting 4-iron just to give myself a wedge in. Hitting driver up there, there's some bunkers and some spots you don't necessarily want to be, so just hit 4-iron into the right side of the fairway. Left myself 113 yards in, going slightly uphill. And hit this good, but as soon as I hit it, I knew it had to get down. And that was a sand wedge, and it went well long of the flag. Left me a very long, quick downhill birdie putt here, turning from left to right. A little bit too much pace on that. All in all, not a bad putt, but I still have a little bit of work here for my par.
Yep.
Roll that in, and we move on. The 7th hole is a 383-yard par 4 straight away. I'm hitting driver. Pretty good drive here, just a little cut down the right side of the fairway. Not the longest drive I've ever hit, but it does set me up with a nice wedge shot from 98 yards to a back flag on the top shelf here. That was a little sand wedge that's all over it, but again, asking it to sit.
Good.
Looked really good, but I had a feeling it was a little
pretty
long.
Much perfect.
And once we get up there, yeah, it was a little long. It was almost off the back of the green. So proximity with the wedges has not been a strong suit so far today. Decent effort from that length. You know, again, I've said this before on the channel, those are not putts you're expecting to make all the time. You just want to kind of give them a chance. A little bit of work here for my par. I'll clean that up, and we will move on to the 8th hole. Now, 8 is a par 4, 348 yards. There is a tree in the middle of the fairway, so I'm hitting hybrid to the right of the tree. Really nice swing there. Nice, strong ball flight. Exactly the shot I was looking for. That's going to give me a good wedge shot in. I have 87 yards here to this middle right flag. So this is another sand wedge. Really flighting it down, trying to control the distance and the spin. Did that quite nicely. Pin high, just a little bit left. Now I've given myself a makeable birdie putt at least. This is a bit of a tricky read. The cup was cut a little bit right to left, so it gave me the impression it was going to turn that way, and no, in fact, it turned the other way. So I hit the putt I was trying to hit, and unfortunately that was just a misread. That definitely feels like a missed opportunity. The 9th hole is a 416-yard par 4 that doglegs left around the bunker on the corner there. This is a driver. We've got wind heavy off the right at the moment. With a really good swing here. Really solid contact right on the line that I was looking at. So very happy with that. Building up some confidence with the ball striking here. Have 129 yards, slightly uphill to a back flag. Really nice swing there, really good contact. The wind just had a field day with that ball. Moved it a good 30 feet left in the air. It's pin high, but it is not good proximity. It is going to give me another long outside look at birdie here. And that putt was pretty good for the line, just never had the pace, a little more uphill than I was expecting. Can't lie, I struggled reading these greens. Even in my practice round, I was having a hard time figuring them out. I make my par putt. We were going on to the 10th hole, still at 1 over par. Now, the 10th hole is a tricky par 4. It's 414 yards, it is very narrow, and it's out of bounds on the right. Now, we had the wind straight off the left, so I wasn't too comfortable hitting driver and kind of throwing the ball up into the wind. Hybrid down the middle of the fairway, it's going to leave me a longer shot in, but at least I know I'm going to be in play. Had 189 yards in here to a back flag. This was a flighted down 6-iron. Now, we're not going to see that one land. Now, for distance, it was great. For proximity, oh, look at me showing off my vertical. For proximity, it was pretty good, but unfortunately, it was just on the other side of this slope here. Made the putt a little bit trickier. Again, tough read. Just can't figure these out. But I'll take the tap-in par on what is quite a tough par 4. 11 is a 499-yard par 5. Again, wind off the left here. I'm hitting driver. Trying to take it down the left center of the fairway. Unfortunately, just overcut this a little bit. It's not going to be in any trouble. It is just going to finish in the right rough, but I am going to give myself a shot at this green in 2. Had 203 yards in. This is a 5-iron. Another really nice strike there. As you see, finishes on the right side of the screen, just short of the front edge. So the wind definitely killed that a little more than I was expecting, but good execution there. Oh, this week's wildlife, we have a fox. Hey, little buddy. So chipping from just short of the green here. This was my sand wedge. Want to chip it into the fringe short and just let it release down to the hole. Felt like I executed that pretty well. It just released a little bit more than I was expecting. That was quite quick once it got onto the green, but I've given myself a good look at birdie here. Should just be an inside right putt. And I felt like I had a good putt. My partner Phil, who you see in the background, is telling me that the ball hit something and jumped right. I don't know. Anyways, long story short, doesn't matter. Didn't go in. So this now for my par. Make the par, but that is a big time missed opportunity right there. The short game has been letting me down today. The 12th hole is a 326-yard par 4. Now, you can play it safe, lay up with less than driver, but to me, the smart play is just to hit driver and get it up as close to the green as you can. If you lay back, it's not an easy layup. You got the tree left, you got the bunker right, so let's just take all of that out of play. Get this up there just short of the green. I had 39 yards in, trying to play like a low skipping shot, let it release. And okay, granted I did not fly that as far as I intended to, but it wasn't that bad. But instead of skipping and releasing, it just checked. So I've given myself a much longer birdie putt here. than I would have expected after being practically greenside off the tee. Again, just a poor read. Hit a good putt. The pace really wasn't that bad, but that broke twice as much as I expected it was going to. Clean up the par putt. No damage done, but again, that's a missed opportunity. And those are adding up. On to the 13th hole, a 197-yard par 3. This was a 7-iron, had the wind down a little bit off the right, so I'm trying to hit a high draw and riding the wind. Looked good, but I knew I'd hit it just a hair heavy. It comes up just short of the putting surface, but it is not a bad spot. So putting from the front fringe here, expecting this to turn a little bit from right to left. It turns a lot of it from right to left. So another misread. I mean, I'm getting these down in 2. The pace control's been pretty good, but I need some putts to drop here at some point.
C'est boring, là. C'est de faire autre chose. J'espère.
The 14th hole is a 414-yard par 4, straightaway, little uphill approach into the green. This is a drive down the left side of the fairway. Another good hit, slightly left of my line, but the driver, that is not a miss that is ever going to hurt you. 111 yards in here, slightly uphill to this flag. This is my sand wedge. Really good looking swing there. Really nice line, really good strike. Got it up by the flag, and it just rips back off the green. I mean, we had not seen a ball spin like that all day. And, well, it happened, unfortunately. Now, the short game hasn't been great today. I feel like most of the time the contact's been good, other than the obvious miss I had earlier. But I just had no feel for how hard I had to hit shots, and the same thing happened here. That was a gap wedge, my 50 degree. I'm trying to bump it into the slope and let it release up to the hole, and I just absolutely hammered it. It's like my hands were made of lead. Slightly downhill par putt.
Get there.
I got the read right finally, but I forgot to hit it. So after hitting a good drive and being in the fairway, it took us 4 shots from there to get the ball into the hole, and that's a bogey. We're at +2. 15 is a 423-yard par 4. Good hole here. Pretty generous fairway off the tee. The hole then dog legs to the left to a massive green with a lot of slope. I'm in good shape. Right side of the fairway. That is going to leave me 130 yards in. Now this is almost the exact same shot I had on 9. Same yardage, same wind off the right. So I'm thinking, all right, throw this to the right of the hole, let the wind bring it in. And the wind never brought it in. Good distance control though. So I have this slightly uphill, approximately 30-footer, turning from right to left. Really nice roll. Just stopped braking at the last second. Good pace though, really good effort from that distance. And I've got to be putting the ball a little closer to the hole. I need to give myself some higher make percentage putts. So 16 is a par 5, 510 yards. Now there is a creek about 290 yards from the tee that cuts across the fairway. So my play here was to hit hybrid at the right bunker and try and turn it back with the wind into the fairway. There is out of bounds left, which is why I chose that shot. Now, hit it great, just never turned over, so that goes right of the bunker. I do not have a shot at this in 280 yards out with some trees in the way. This was just an 8-iron layup shot, trying to put this on the 100-yard marker to give myself a good wedge distance in. Good swing there. Almost landed directly on the 100-yard marker, so that was a dart. 103 yards to this middle flag. This is another sand wedge here. A good swing, good contact, pretty good line. Lands up by the pin, and again spins back. No. All of a sudden the ball started spinning. No idea what happened, but it's taken 2 pretty decent wedge shots in the last few holes and given myself some very long putts. Now, this is one of the weirdest one all day. I even had my playing partner help me with this read. We had this going straight and turning left. It went straight and turned right. So just so many questions in my head at this point, and hard to trust anything that I'm seeing on the greens because I'm not even scaring the hole on a lot of these putts. I mean, I don't have a long par putt left here, but this was a bit of a nervy putt just because I wasn't sure. I knew it was going to break a little bit one way or the other, but it's hard to trust it because I'm just struggling so bad on the greens. Our last hole, 17, 200 yards, par 3, straight into the wind. This is a 5-iron. Really nice strike. Just pushed it out to the right and trying to draw it in, but the wind's just holding it up there. Finishes just above the bunker, just off of the green. Got a little bit of work to do from there for my par. So standing in the bunker, trying to get a read of what this is going to do. This should break a little bit from right to left as it gets towards the hole. Again, this is my gap wedge. And again, I just have the hammer hands today. And really good strike, really good line. Just about 10, 12 feet further than it needed to be. So, just not getting it done. Now this putt here for my par to close out the day. Turning from left to right and just underread it. Again, it's a good putt. It's a good roll. No issue with the pace. Just could not get the read right. This putt here for bogey. Roll that in. Finish the day at 3 over par. Bit of a lackluster day. Just could not get anything going. Hit the ball pretty good, but the short game was fairly horrendous.
So that's a wrap for this tournament video and the tournament season itself. Obviously would have loved to have finished the season with a better performance than what I put up today. It was a strange day for me on the golf course. Honestly, felt like I hit the ball quite well. Didn't necessarily feel like I got rewarded for the good shots that I hit. The conditions were very tricky, with it being so cold and so windy and gusty, and felt like the wind was always kind of changing directions. But overall, I feel like I managed that quite well. It's not the ball striking really that cost me today. Okay, you could argue that the wedge proximity cost me, especially on a couple of holes. But then there's a couple of other holes where I'd hit what I felt were really good wedge shots that ended up spinning away. Anyways, you've seen what happened. What really hurt me today was my short game. I mean, I had the obvious missed chip on the 4th hole, which was just, I get like chills down my spine just thinking about that one. Not something that happens to me very often. Very unfortunate that that came out at that point because I felt like I'd been building some momentum. Other than that, I executed my chip shots quite well, at least in terms of the contact. For whatever reason, I just had zero feel as to how hard or how soft I had to hit them. So just not giving myself makeable putts to convert afterwards. And then as I discussed in the voiceover, I mean, I just could not read those greens. And I struggled throughout my practice round. I felt like I kind of started figuring it out at the end, and what I'd figured out last week just did not translate to the way I was reading the greens today, unfortunately. You know, we typically don't play on very grainy greens up here, but there was some kind of subtle grain in these greens that, I mean, I struggled to find the direction of the grain, and even when I did find it, I didn't find its influence on the ball was super consistent. Not trying to say I'm blaming the greens. I'm blaming me. I could not read the greens. There's nothing wrong with the greens. They rolled great. They're in great shape. I absolutely was the problem. Now, historically, those who've been watching the channel for a while know that I struggle on grainy greens. Well, I'm going to be going down to Florida soon where I will be playing on grainy greens, and it is a mission of mine while I am down there to finally get grain figured out once and for all, because it has seriously cost me throughout my professional career. There's a chance that I might be doing a match or two down there against some former PGA Tour players, now Champions Tour players. Now these are guys who grew up playing grainy greens. They played grainy greens their entire lives. If anybody knows how to read greens, it should be these guys. So trust me when I say that I will be picking their brains when I get the chance to spend some time with them. Anyways, all that being said, 3 over finish today. Finished just outside of the top 10 in a tie for 12th. Not horrible, but not what I'm looking for. But hey, golf is hard. And today was just not my day. I'm still happy with the direction my game is trending in. Things have absolutely been moving in the right direction over the last few weeks to a month, 5 weeks maybe. And I'm excited to continue on this path, continue this trend. You know, I've got the entire off season now to keep working on the things that I'm working on and get better at some other things that I need to address. Long story short, I am very, very excited for the 2025 season. Now, next week, I'm actually going to do a full recap of my entire tournament year. We're going to talk about every event and just do a quick recap of what went well, why things didn't go well, what did go well, all this, that, and the other. Stay tuned for that, guys. That's going to wrap it for this video. Guys, if you're enjoying the content, please, if you have not already, hit that subscribe button down below, leave a like on the video, leave a comment in the comment section. These are things that are going to help grow the channel, help push this content to other like-minded individuals on YouTube. The more the channel grows, the longer I can continue putting this content out for you guys. Hope you enjoyed the video. As always, thoroughly appreciate your support, and I'll see you all next week. Cheers.